Well, there you go. It's just Jack the garden dog and myself. Always different. Good thing is that the season has started for the events out at the Gardens. So if you're wondering why I call this At Home in the Gardens with an S, with Glenn, the Gardens is the wedding venue that we operate, and obviously we do weddings. Friday night was our first event of the year. We actually hosted prom, and that was a lot of fun. But last night was a late night, early morning, I guess, getting done with everything. So we already have coffee, so I don't have to have a coffee break later. I'll probably be drinking coffee all day. So, show you the mug. I don't even know the potter. Apologies, Michelle got it for me. Very similar to my favorite mug that accidentally broke from my dad, but the black ring, nice clay underneath it. If you know who this is, I think she got it on the St. Croix pottery tour, so if you recognize this mug, it's yours, or you know who threw it, leave a comment. All right, let's talk gardening. That's what we're here for. Today, it's gonna be a little disjointed. I do have to go in and move some tables, move some chairs for a dance recital party, something this afternoon. That's cool. So we are gonna be doing just a little bit of prep, a swing down to the greenhouse, and we'll be planting a few things more. Let's talk conditioning bales first. It is day 7, so we put a little bit more fertilizer down. I used up all of my bale busters, so I need to go get another pail of bale buster, but I did put some sustain on, so I'm keeping the fertilizer going on there. If you noticed, I have these buckets here on the ends, and what those are, when you're conditioning bales, you do not want to use cold water, because on the inside, the bacteria is doing its job on the inside of the bales, so you want to put warm water on them. So what I'll end up doing is filling up the pails, letting it come up to air temperature instead of ground temperature, and then when I put the water on, it's warmer. So day 7, I believe, on conditioning bales, so those are moving along nice. My seed hasn't started, but we've been having cold night, seed being the grass seed out there, and so one of the reasons I've been trying to think about all the different reasons why I garden, and one of them is this really cool, just call it miracle, call it magic, call it whatever you want. Seeds are really cool. So it's just when seeds sprout, that eternal spring thing, and they always come back. That's just fascinating to me that we take these little things, throw it in there, and then they give so much. Okay, that's it. We got bales conditioned. We are going to most likely get some onions in the ground. We are going to plant some potatoes in the straw bales. That's going to be pretty cool to watch. And tomatoes, onions, maybe peppers. It all depends what we get at the greenhouse today. But let's get working. Let's take a look at what I just hoed up here. So you know from the first video in the series that I spent some time just turning over the soil, loosening it up, and getting it started for the season. Last year, which I mentioned before, was the rejuvenation of the gardens. So this is our first year. So they are in really good shape, but what we get is just a handful of small little weeds, you know me, weed seeds. If we can tackle them, you don't pick the weed seeds out, but what happens is they sprout and then we kill them. So you don't have to use chemicals or anything nasty, just by hoeing them and bringing them to the top. So let's look at this bed here, and you can see just a little bit of the seeds that are just started and sprouting. You know, some of the bigger ones like this I will pull out. The rest of them I will just hoe, pop over to this side. And you can see when you just hoe them up like that, they will dry out in the sun, and by the time I'm ready to plant, that will be enough to knock them out. And each time we lose a few weed seeds, and each time that we don't let any of the weeds go to seed, we get that much more easier in our gardening. So I don't even know what I did, these 6 beds and 2 over there and part of the cucumber ladder in under 10 minutes. So once this is set up, that's the big key. Once this is set up, it's really easy to kind of keep it all in shape. All right, I'm gonna hoe this one up here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta keep track of time, like I mentioned. It's getting real close for me to go to work. Ah! All right, let's do a little more hoeing. As usual, everything takes just a little bit longer than you would wish, and that's okay. Got a lot set up out there for the event. Ended up swinging down to Tweethofts, so I'm gonna drop a little video of the greenhouse in there. The last thing we need are marigolds. Pick them out. Never bring her along when you're flower shopping. You get twice as much as you need. Yeah, that's one of our favorites. So I have a truckload over there of plants that we need to get in. And I had just started putting compost manure into the cucumber ladder area before I left. So, oh yeah, as you can see, we're having a reward beer early. It is Sunday afternoon. It is a beautiful day. So we're gonna have a couple beers, work in the garden. Life is good. What is that? The magical reason why you garden? Because it's relaxing? That's another one. How about that? A little relaxing. Anyways, I'm gonna load up a couple of these cells with manure, and then we'll come back and talk to you about it. Okay, we're all ready to plant now. We did our soil amendment. So earlier today, in the morning, I did that quick rake, and it's kind of hard, rake, little hoeing. Our soil's pretty dry, as you can see with all that dust. We are ready for a rain, and maybe we'll get some this week, but amending the soil. I just did a manure, so it is a composted cattle manure. And that makes it organic. And then I'm also using a organic fertilizer called Sustain. And Sustain is just a granular, looks like that. Slow release, 464. And that also is manure of a different kind. It is turkey manure, so turkey poop. Happened to be a big turkey producer in the area, and they came up with composting and turning it into a good organic fertilizer. So that's what I like to use. So after the weed seeds kind of had dried out today, they're dead, mixed in the compost manure, and then just did a top dressing of Sustain, the organic fertilizer. And then I just kind of incorporated it all. I'll also do a side dressing of the organic fertilizer when I plant. Here's the dirty little secret about organic fertilizers. Plants don't care. Plants don't make a decision like, oh my gosh, I want organic fertilizer instead of any other type of fertilizer. They need nutrients, and whatever is readily available, that's what they take in. So it's a whole big world of discussion about exactly organic grown versus non-organic synthetic fertilizers. I just like going organic, keeping it all natural, letting the soil do the work, letting just natural. So do as you wish. Plants really don't know the difference. They don't think about it. They just need it. So that's it for that. Now I'm going to get that other cell ready, and this cell we're going to put our peppers in there, here, and some tomatoes in there, and cucumbers. So got a lot of work to do. Well, all in all, a pretty good day in the garden. How about that? Planting 18 hills of potatoes. Make sure you check out the video where I explain it all. I'll put a link up there, something like that. Didn't get to the cucumbers, but maybe I'll pop them in the morning. Gonna finish things up here. Hey, great day in the garden. That's why we garden. It's enjoyable. It's fun. Tell yourself that. Get out and garden. Plant some flowers. It's food for the soul. That's it. Thanks so much.